Yeah, so thank you, Meenakshi, for organizing this and inviting us all to be together on this day. And when you spoke about Gaia as a universal mother, it reminds me also of the Inca name for Mother Earth, which is Pachamama. And to them, Pachamama is Mother Earth, but she's also the galactic mother, the universal mother, or Shakti. So, in a way, we're all holographically connected on some level. Part of what I've been learning is also beginning to connect with the planetary being that I am, that we all are. And so then at that point, we become one with the planetary mother, with the galactic mother, with the universal mother, with Shakti, Shiva, which is the basis of all creation. So this theme for tonight or today, Gaia's evolutionary plan, to me it reflects a co-creative principle. It's like we are not separate from her. There's an aspect of us, each one of us, that is directly linked with our planetary being, a planetary entity. And it's like the net of Indra, where everything is connected with everything, everything reflects everything, everything is everything. And as we begin to recognize that, we become a creator, a co-creator in this evolutionary plan, which means that things don't happen to us. So there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in this world. But is this outside of us? Is it happening to us? Do we count ourselves as somehow passive victims in this journey? Or is this a journey that we can actively participate in and create new timelines? So the journey that Meenakshi was referring to, where I got this name Windrider, this was an aspect of my being that I later realized was part of my own future self. And I'd gone into this shamanic journey. It's like a vision quest I was making when I was living in Mount Shasta. And it was 1999. It was towards the end of the year. There were major astrological configurations. A lot of people were talking about Y2K, the end of the world. These predictions are always there. But what does it mean? And so I'd gone in with this idea of wanting to discover for myself, not through someone else's channeling or revealing, but to really connect as much as I could directly to Mother Earth, to this evolutionary plan, to how I could consciously participate in this journey. And so what I was given when Windrider came through was there were at least 2 and possibly 3 timelines. And what I mean by timeline is that it's a dimensional reality. So you could have many different timelines active in one dimension. And we collectively choose one timeline based on our intentions. So at that time when he came through, he said there's 3 timelines that you could choose between. One would be massive destruction, cataclysm, and this is normal. So at the end of a 12,000-year cycle, which we are moving through now, often there's cycles of catastrophe, flooding or fire or massive earthquakes and tsunamis, extinction events. And what you're saying is there's enough people now that even though that exists as a possibility, it's being overridden because of our collective choices. And then the other two timelines, we are going to make it through into a very positive new earth reality. But how we make it through is still up to us. Will it be smooth? Will it be rough? Will it be gentle? Will it be still on some level destructive? So I think as the years go by, as we start to experience the changes taking place on the earth, I've come to the realization that there's a new force that's moving through Earth's consciousness now. And this is what Sri Aurobindo and the Mother spoke about, the supramental descent. And this refers to a unified field from beyond our current time-space continuum. So it's like a unified light coming in through, anchoring into the earth and pervading through human consciousness, through the collective, in a way that whatever needs to come to light, needs to come to the surface, can do so with a minimum of outer destruction. And that's new. And as a basis of that, I'm realizing that, whatever is going on the outside right now, the wars happening around the world, in Ukraine, in Palestine, in places that we don't even know about, and the financial chaos and the political craziness, environmental destruction, all of this is really a reflection of something that's moving and changing and releasing. But in itself, it does not have to be destructive. It does not have to lead into major world wars. It does not have to lead into environmental collapse or even financial collapse. There are things that will happen. For instance, I feel like the United States right now is going through its Pluto return. So for those of you who are familiar with astrology, Pluto represents death, followed by rebirth. It also represents transformation. And the question before us is the American psyche going through this process of rebirth, or is it going to require a stronger shake-up? And if so, what does that mean? So I think and the US, of course, is tied into the entire Western culture, into Europe and NATO, and the wars that they've been inviting around the world. So all these things are connected. Pluto, however, is also about rebirth. And I feel like as we go deeper and deeper into what Sri Aurobindo calls the inconscient, which is the womb of creation, we're actually entering into a doorway where rebirth can happen. And this is our task. This is our privilege. This is even our responsibility. So maybe we could do a meditation at some point where we go deeper into a collective, a shared collective experience, and then just connect with the energies of Gaia to shift in whatever ways are necessary right now. I'm looking at the chat. So Andrina and Marie, new timelines and be a co-creator. Yes, exactly. So you're summarizing it perfectly. So this new timeline, what is it? What's it about? So we're in the middle of a transition. So it's hard to really define exactly what this new timeline would be. My sense is that there's a chapter that's closing for the planetary consciousness. And this chapter has to do with a way of seeing the world, a way of perception that has to do with duality. The new timeline has to do with a unity consciousness, which is applied, which is active, which is reflected in our relationships with each other, with nature, with the earth, with the universe, where we not just talk about unity and harmony and awakening, but we're actually living from that space because we have transformed our cellular structure. We have gone through a genetic transformation where we can more directly connect to our multidimensional self. So that's the new timeline that we're stepping into. I think there's transitional stages. In my last book, which I just finished writing a month or two ago, it's basically a message coming in from a higher source consciousness, which delineates the process that we go through in this transformation. So it's not just one sudden event. My sense is that there's many different aspects of this transformation on a geological level, on a consciousness level, on a astrophysical level. And these things, once we understand them, then we can prepare for it and go with it. So some of you may be aware of some of the changes taking place in the Earth's magnetic field. There's a very sharp, sudden decline over the last 200 years, and it's getting exponential. Along with that, the field strength is declining, but also the direction of the north and south polar axis is rapidly changing. This is all tied into changes taking place on the sun, which in turn are directly related to a galactic wave coming in from the center of our galaxy, which, according to physicists, is not just what they call a black hole, but it's actually a white hole, which means it's like a mother star. There's new energies, new potentials that are entering into our Milky Way galaxy and at this time into our solar system. So this new energy, this new wave carries a seed for the new Earth. So when I say it's a seed, it's information that's packed into these cosmic and galactic waves that once they enter into our solar system, starts to unfurl. This galactic wave first has to move through what's called the heliopause, which is the electromagnetic boundary of our solar system. As it makes its way through, it, for a moment, it completely discharges the electromagnetic shield, which means that a whole huge amount of cosmic debris that's floating out in outer space beyond our solar system enters in very suddenly, including comets and cosmic dust, gravitationally attracted to the sun, also some of the larger outer planets. And then the sun goes through a magnification of its cycle with this intensity of gravitational material. So then in turn, the sun releases its outer core, which is known as the corona. There's a coronal mass ejection, which is massive waves of what's called the solar wind emanating out through interplanetary space. That enters into the Earth, which then leads to the reversal of the Earth's magnetic field. As the Earth's magnetic field reverses, it creates a shift in our own consciousness, we open up to levels of our subtle bodies, which then allows us to directly connect with the consciousness of the earth, with Gaia, in a whole new way. And as far out as we wish to go, we can directly connect our subtle bodies, our awareness into solar consciousness, galactic consciousness, universal consciousness, and so participate in this co-creation. So how we participate is not by mental focus and intention, it's by joining with the body and soul of the earth, Pachamama, which includes all of creation, all of matter, all of created universes, all of time and space. So it's an incredible time, and we are here for that, primarily for that purpose, to participate in this process. And what a privilege, what a joy to be here at this time. So given that, let's, with that background, that context, we could do a meditation where we begin to connect with the soul of the earth. And then as we connect with the soul of the earth, we're also putting our own intentions or prayers into that planetary consciousness. So what happens is there's a release of trauma that's been held in the collective of humanity for eons. And this collective is a density, this trauma is a density that's been holding down the evolutionary progress of Mother Earth. And as this releases, we can actually shift into the new timeline very gracefully, very easily. And that's my intention for these times. Let me see, there's a message in the chat. Okay. All right, so let's do this then. So we could start with an Inca practice, which has to do with opening doorways between the worlds. So begin by just experiencing a bubble of light surrounding your entire physical body. So imagine that this extends about 6 feet out in all directions. It's a beautiful, multidimensional, very subtle field of energy. And this field includes our mental and emotional bodies. So it includes our thoughts, our feelings, our sense of who we are, what we consider as the personal self. So all of our thoughts, all of our feelings and emotions, they're not held somehow within the brain, not within the physical body, but in this field surrounding the body that's connected to the Earth's magnetic field. So we have a magnetic field known as the Merkaba, which is linked to the Earth's magnetic field. So we're starting now with the emotional and mental bodies, which are connected to the etheric and physical bodies. So this 4-body system extends as this bubble of light, extending 6 feet out in all directions. So become aware of this. Above this bubble, so directly over the top of your head, 6 feet above, is a window. And this is the window to the sky. So in the shamanic traditions, it's the doorway into the upper world. And what you're doing now is opening this doorway with our intentions. And as soon as you do this, there's a response. So remember, the universe is an intelligent entity. We are part of that. It's one field of light and energy. And as soon as you open that window, this light pours in. And it's an electrical force, very, very stimulating. You might experience it as a tingling or vibration coming in through the top of your head, all the way down through the bubble. In other words, all the way down through these 4 bodies, including the physical, and into the earth. So the Incas refer to this as Sami, life energy in movement. And the nature of the universe is that everything is linked with everything in creation through filaments of plasma. So everything is instantaneously linked to everything else through plasma. So plasma is a field that extends beyond time and beyond space. So what happens in one corner of the universe is directly associated with everything that happens anywhere else in creation. And so when you open that window, you're opening yourself to this intelligence, this field that's never been separate from us. To the conscious mind, things seem to be separate. But as we open this window, we're now bringing in this plasma field, this electrical force, this Sami, allowing it to penetrate through these 4 bodies. As it moves through, it also begins to shake up and release trauma that we've held, limiting belief systems, the fear that keeps us separate, from these worlds and dimensions around us. So the Sami begins to clear out what the shamans refer to as hucha, this density, this fragmented energy, the illusion. It's like sunlight shining through the mist, dissolving. The mists of Maya, moving all the way down through this 4 body system into the earth, and deep, deep, deep into the earth. Notice how this light continues to go down through your feet, through the physical, etheric, and subtle bodies of the earth, because she too, just like us, is multi-layered, multi-dimensional, all the way to the very center of our planet, connecting to that causal layer, which has to do with the soul of Gaia. So this happens by itself. You don't have to force anything or even visualize anything. All you're doing is keeping that window open with your intention, and then just receiving, allowing this cosmic light to pour in. It's like being under a waterfall, a cosmic waterfall, and feeling this intense, profound vibration of light continuously pouring down and through. We become a channel between earth and sky. And one of the principles in the shamanic world is reciprocity, which means that whenever energy flows in one direction, there's an opposite reaction, a response. So, in response to this downward flow of electrical force, there's a magnetic force that comes up from deep inside the earth. So remember, we've allowed this light to move down all the way into the center, the core of the earth, connecting with the soul of Gaia. And now we feel the response from her, this magnetic force, very nurturing, very healing, very unconditionally loving, that pours up through all the different layers of the earth, up through our feet, up through our physical, etheric, emotional, and mental bodies, and then up through that window to the sky. So it's like a fountain rising up from deep inside the earth, all the way through our bodies, and up to the sky. Again, it's a continuous flowing process. Wherever there's been a release of hucha, this nurturing light fills that space. It activates the electromagnetic fields around, connecting all the different bodies. And as these two forces continue to move back and forth and up and down, as the magnetic field continues to build, notice how you move beyond the 6-foot ring around you. You begin to connect with the causal body of the soul. And you find yourself expanding further and further out with each passing moment. Simultaneously, that window over the top of your head opens up and expands further and further out. You feel yourself merging with fields of life all around you, wherever you are, extending out through your local landscape, the trees and the forests and the oceans, the lakes, continents, land masses, further and further and further out, connecting with the spirit, all the spirit aspects of nature, the elemental kingdoms. These are beings who have been with the evolution of this planet since the beginning. The dragons, the nature spirits, the devas, the elementals who work with mighty forces of creation. So as we continue to expand out, we're also merging with those fields. Eventually feeling yourself connecting and becoming one with all of Gaia. You're experiencing yourself as being one with Earth, You might even experience yourself as extending out far beyond the earth, holding her within your consciousness as she is within your, as you are within hers. So at this point, this whole idea of inside and outside falls away. You're connecting now with your planetary self. As the Incas say, you are as much Papa Pachamama as the earth is, as the entire universe is. A living reflection of her being. And now in the space of connectedness, of joining with her evolutionary plan, what is it that you would like to contribute? What is your own vision? How would you like to shape the destiny of this planet that we are? We've been called here from across the galaxies, across time and space, across dimensions, with this purpose to shape the evolutionary journey of this planet. And as this earth is a holographic reflection of all there is, we're also entering into what Sri Aurobindo called the seventh universe, which means we're going beyond the cycle of creation and destruction and creation and destruction, Satyuga and Kali Yuga and Satyuga and Kali Yuga, and moving into the spiral of awakening that continues onwards for all time. So this is part of the galactic wave that's coming in, the information that's riding in on this wave, that's moving through our subtle bodies, that's moving through this descent of supramental light deep into the center of the earth. This is the frequency that's being used now by the elemental kingdoms in order to shape the new timeline for this planet. So allow yourself to be used for this. You're entering into that space, that inconscient, into that womb of creation. As you're releasing more and more of that hucha, that trauma, that collective conditioning, you're allowing yourself to be a vehicle for this new wave of Gaia's evolution. As you continue to expand, as your heart continues to open, your intentions, your prayers join in co-creation with the consciousness of Gaia at this time. Allow yourself to enter deep into the center of this earth. Connect to the soul of Gaia. You recognize this as a sense of presence, a deep, grounded presence that permeates across all the themes and dimensions of matter. You notice that matter itself, or rather matter herself, is simply a living reflection of the Great Mother. It's not separate from spirit in the way that we have been taught to think. Our bodies become one with the body of the earth. Our hearts join with the heart of the earth. Our souls join with the soul of the earth. Our thoughts, intentions, feelings shape this wave of evolution. And it does not matter what we think. This is deeper than that. You're just allowing, opening, being, remaining in this womb of creation, allowing a new earth to be born. So just remaining in this in silence now for a few moments. And gradually begin to identify once again with your personal self, your human self. Notice the window remains open for as long as you wish. Notice that your aura continues to remain expanded. And you can always reconnect with this causal aspect of who you are, the soul body, by simply opening that window and allowing the exchange of electrical and magnetic flows. So for now, just allow yourself to return into the middle world of human awareness and consciousness. And whenever you're ready, let's share whatever experiences you'd like to share. So you could either write something in the chat or just share something verbally. Take as much time as you want. So anyone like to share your experience? Oh, there's a message from Meenakshi that her Wi-Fi is gone, so she's off video. And then she says maybe each of us can share a word or a feeling in the chat. So Catherine, I felt the fire with her upwards movement, meeting the water with her downwards movement in the center of my body and creating an explosive smoke inside me. Wow. Thank you. It's powerful. Andrina and Maria are saying, having a hard time coming back. Thank you for taking me to that energy of God. Beautiful. Catherine, you want to say more about that? Feels like it was a very powerful moment of alchemical connection. Just unmute yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much for that journey. Ooh. It's like two strong energies with different impact. Kind of, meeting. Not, the one goes through up. That was the first I felt, the energy that comes down and the energy that comes up, they, walk through each other and continue the way. But all of a sudden they met, they touched.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't, go through, just, like finding the way through, up and down, but they met like this, and then they went into something new.
Yeah, it's that alchemical fire. You become a creator.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Meenakshi says that window opening is amazing. I could feel portals in different directions. Very expansive and at the same time calming. Beautiful. And then Laura says, I surrendered to my true nature. In the womb space of Mother Earth, we can experience our embodied true nature with her. I bawled in a beautiful way. I kept seeing butterfly hearts of so many people connecting with her. Beautiful. Not sure what you mean by bald. Oh, okay, like, yes. Yeah. And then Situ says, there's a place of no words that even describe this, like this distances me from the great. Yeah, so sometimes words can interfere with the experience of that innerness. So the words can sometimes distance from the great mystery. And that's why it's called the great mystery. It doesn't need words. It's a presence. Deep sense of peace, Andrena and Maria. And we are the nervous system of Gaia. So as what we are experiencing is what she is experiencing. She requires those who are attuned, those who are sensitive, to be able to feel this, to be able to connect with galactic and solar frequencies. That's her nourishment. And we are providing her with that nourishment so that she can then evolve. She can then go further. Yeah, what else? Yeah, so Andreina and Maria, it's been hard, especially this year, to feel so much. There's been a lot happening on this earth. Sometimes we close down. Yeah, I've been feeling a lot of contraction, says Maria. Because it's like if you open your heart and there's so much pain, the fear is that you're going to take it in and be hurt. And so we shut down to the soul. And we can learn to reverse that. We can learn to keep our hearts open and at the same time transmute. It's like an alchemy where you're transmuting, not suffering, but transmuting. And that's the distinction. How do we do that? How do we not take it in so deeply that we suffer or that we participate in creating more suffering, but to somehow go through an alchemical process there. And all it takes is this kind of awareness, because the elemental kingdoms, their job is to compost these energies. So they know how to do it. We don't have to worry about that. We just have to be aware. We have to allow that movement to come through us, to ground into these elemental pathways that are sometimes called the ley lines. And then Mother Earth does what's needed. So Laura says, I can feel how she can receive our tears and surrendering of the denser emotional energies. Centered in love with her, these emotional energies dissolve and transforms to a deeper love. Oh, yeah, that's the nature of love. Angela says, it feels as if all the different levels and energies of existence become one, forged together in a way that's really difficult to describe. I feel I've come back from somewhere really deep, feeling completely whole. It's really strong, but at the same time, almost ephemeral. It's true. Words are not enough. Thank you, Angela. It's beautifully said. Then Meenakshi says, thank you, Kiara, and all, for co-creating a session of information, inspiration, and deep connection. Yeah, thank you, Meenakshi, for hosting this and making this happen. It's a joy to share this time together. Anyone else like to share anything before we close? So the journey continues. And so we stay connected, we remain in each other's hearts, and we remain in the heart of the Great Mother, reflecting as Mother Earth, reflecting as the universe, that the seventh universe. It's a new creation, it's a new experiment, and it's wonderful to share that journey together. So, yeah, so as Meenakshi says, please stay connected to CoCreatorCircle.com, and this also goes for those who are listening and not actively participating in this session. So, Catherine, thank you, thank you, thank you. Angela, thank you to everyone. Thank you. So, this is my joy, and I thank each of you for joining me here. Blessings. Here we go. And all that. Hey, Meenakshi, you're back. All right. So, Meenakshi, any last words?
Just a very deep sense of gratitude, and thank you so much, Kiara, and really everyone who's here, because I think Kiara, you'll agree with me that what you say and what comes out also is a factor of everyone who attends. Because you go into that field where we all are, where we all are one. And I think that's so beautiful. It's very noisy where I'm right now. But it's so interesting because noisy outside, but still you created the space where there was that inner silence. So that was very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Catherine, thank you for creating that field of endless possibilities. Aho.
White Feather, did you want to share anything before we close?
I shared a little bit. Years ago, I asked Creator, how do we connect? How will we connect with each other, and how will we change what's happening in the world? And they took me on this journey, and there were like people of flowing in the same direction, I guess I'll say it, of feelings and things that we were given. We're going to other people who needed to hear what it was we were sharing. And that's what this felt like. This felt like what I was shown so long ago, that we will be connecting like that, and we will be on this journey of, and I think that they were saying that it's a part of the way that we're creating the new world, of joining in the energy of the people that are needed and are waiting, different types, or each one needing a different thing. And the people who have been through that are helping. It's hard to explain, but it's sort of like what everybody was saying. You just feel this energy of connecting and flowing, and it's just reminded me of that. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. And I'd also like to mention that I always forget to say this, but I do have some books that I'd like to invite people to check out. 5 of them were published this year. Not to say that I wrote all of them this year, but it includes a trilogy of, it's called the Issa trilogy. So it's basically an archetypal journey of discovering that creator consciousness within us, that Gaia consciousness within us, how we connect with the shamanic realities, how we link with Mother Earth, the messages that we need to hear at this time. So it's Issa, son of the sun, Miran, daughter of the moon, Elmira, child of the stars. And then there's a couple other books, Gaia Luminous and Homo Luminous. And this also goes into more of the evolutionary journey, creating the new earth, but also creating the new humanity. We're actually entering into a new biological species, a new root race. So it's all on Amazon, so check it out if you wish. And couple other messages here. Okay, there's a link from Meenakshi to Amazon. So those of you who are in India, there's Amazon links for these books in India, amazon.in, but I'm sure this available on other Amazon stores too. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll send you PDF copies. And Andrina, Maria, there's abundance of love and support for all. Absolutely. So very precious to see all of you, and let's continue this journey.
Sorry, Kiara, it opened very late.
Okay,
But
no problem.
we'll send it
Yeah.
to the people who, yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much. It was
Yeah, thank you so much, Meenakshi. Thank you for suggesting this and making it happen.
again, it's saying my my connection is so poor.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
stop the
thank you very
recording here.
much.